Hello friends, and welcome to episode 67 of From the Van. It's a podcast from my van where I have conversations with people who have relationships with residential vehicles. Today's episode features Moxi and Loon. Jake and Nick are two of my best friends, and as such, the conversation that you're about to partake of is a lot of inside jokes, and I'm not sorry about that. We had a really good time. I don't know if it's going to be decipherable to the outside world, but if you're into joy, you like happiness, and listening to people talk with happiness, then I imagine that you'll enjoy episode 67 of From the Van, featuring Moxi and Loon. Have a go. See if it's fun.
All right, dudes.
All right.
Yeah, welcome to Poon's Skate Park.
Poon?
Poon?
Poon.
You have a mustache.
Yeah. You do. I was.
What the fuck, dude?
I was driving to Black's Beach with Bree earlier, and just for goofs, I started trimming my goatee while I was driving. And I just stopped there.
Great.
And she said you should keep the creepy mustache for Black's Beach.
100%, dude. Did you pull your ween out?
Yeah. Of course, it's Blacks. Sunned our bums.
That is great, dude.
Yeah.
I'm sorry I missed you guys naked.
I'm sorry that I have the mustache for the camera.
It's great, dude.
I don't see you for a week and now you have a mustache.
Oh, I think we're done. I mean, here's the thing: when you make something perfect, it doesn't need to be long.
I think you're right.
Short and sweet.
Thank you guys for coming back on the podcast. Spin, you're gonna have to go in the van if you're gonna act like that. You want to go up? Why don't you do that?
Pop in there, buddy.
The beers.
This way.
Go to bed. Go to bed. Oh, okay. You can hang out with your friend Bree then. What's going on, dudes? Tell me about the pandemic as a small indie band.
Well, played a lot of the waiting game. That's
Yeah.
for sure. I mean, just like everyone.
We were in separate places, but we still played some shows.
Yeah.
Some
Yeah.
shows.
Yeah.
We played.
How'd that go?
The first one that sticks out in my memory was the one with a cliff cruise.
Yeah, the Clippers.
That was back last September, right? Was that in September? Yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah. My buddy Travis Sims, annually, he puts on this cliff cruise. He gets all his cliff diving buddies. They go to various locations.
Bananas.
It's bananas. The year before it was Pacific Northwest. This year was like around Arizona and Utah, but they do these big like cleanups in the rivers and stuff.
Yeah.
And then they bring everybody out to these big comps.
There's like competitions how much garbage you pick up.
Oh,
yeah,
cool.
Yeah.
Well, and I think I was wondering why I followed them on the Instagram, and it's clearly because you guys played the show or whatever. But like, it's just people jumping in the water too, right? So like jumping off the cliffs into the water.
Wild though.
Yeah, just
Professional
super
divers.
high.
quadruple backflips.
Remember that one
80
girl last year? Like she was like, it was like professional diving.
Yeah.
Like it was
she enters the water just like
nothing.
Olympian shit.
Dude, off like 80 feet.
Yeah.
It's fucking wild.
yeah. Spinny.
You gotta go up. This is the edit point right here. Yeah. Hold on 1 second.
Yapping.
Yapping.
Gotta get that all out.
Yeah, that's Dash, dude.
Woo-wee.
It looks good.
I like
Does it?
Cute.
Yeah, I mean, I like it.
I like it.
Yeah, I'm keeping it for at least the day.
You should keep it for like the rest of
That's
your
what
life.
I said. I told him you should keep it for a little while.
Should definitely keep it for the shows that we got coming
You
up.
got no reason not to keep it.
Yeah, and just let it get like really long, where it just goes like over both ways.
Yeah, because it's not going to go out this way. It's just going to
it's gonna
come
keep
down.
going down.
Yeah.
I grew a real big mustache over like January. I think I started it
You probably grow a real
around
nice
Halloween. Oh my god, it was fucking awful. Yeah, it's super thick.
It's really
and
thick,
it was getting to
probably.
the point where I could start to do this like
That's when it gets
That's what
less
I-
creepy.
That's what I
evil
want.
villain thing.
That's I feel like when it gets less creepy. When you
Yeah.
can like do shit with it.
I still look like a giant asshole.
Yeah, but like not as much of a creep, I guess.
Yeah. The podcast is turning into like a hidden camera show. Spin and I have this routine where we like disappear to see what you guys will say.
We just talked about his mustache.
So we talked about the cliff cruise. What else did you guys do? Like play over the pandemic?
Was there something in between? Was there something after the cliff cruise? Or was there?
I don't think so.
Oh well, December we played out in Lamul.
Oh
we
yeah.
like came back for like 3 days.
Yeah.
And I was like, picked you up from the airport. I was like, we got a show.
Yeah, that was super last minute. That was very cool.
Yeah, how'd that go? You guys hadn't played together in like 6 months or some shit?
Yeah.
A few months, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, fucking great.
It went great, yeah.
Yeah.
Nick was playing with this other band, Chili and the Brimstones, and that's Chili. He came down from Tahoe, Chili Monroe.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that location was amazing. It's up in Humul, Bernie's Ranch, or what's?
It's yeah. I don't even know what it's called, but yeah, Birdie.
They had this. They
I
had
think
this
they
huge
call it
stage.
Sweetwater.
Sweetwater, big old stage, and then like the mountains out in Humul, you know, those big boulders. It just kind of like
it's gorgeous.
it's gorgeous. Goes into a V. You see the coast and the city way off in the distance.
Yeah.
It was golden hour. The sun was going down. Played a set. It was great.
Yeah, they have all these like kind of built little like platforms all over the place. It's just like it's some really cool shit can go on out there.
Yeah. Yeah, that's a good thing about
Will
the
be
desert.
utilized.
No rules, man.
No
It
rules.
was out in the desert.
Yeah. Let's talk about Moon Age. I'm actually really interested in this. Like, while you went back to Illinois, right?
Yes.
Home to go see your folks. Like when the shit hit the fan.
Yeah.
During the pandemic.
Yeah.
And Nick stayed back, and you were like networking, buddy. Right?
I mean, I was just like, Jesse Hughes from Eagles of Death Metal started playing these like secret shows
Right.
at this weird little food truck in Acadia.
Tyler Mars.
Yeah, Tyler
breaking
Mars.
The fucking rules.
Fuck yeah, Tyler Mars is always breaking the rules. But I just started going to those, and then started meeting people and just getting tight with people, and then we had that show,
Yeah.
which is fucking awesome.
And you guys are playing with him a couple more times, right?
With Jesse.
With Jesse.
Yeah, on June 19th, and then possibly July 3rd
Yeah.
in LA.
Cool. So what's the trajectory? Like, what are you working on? What's the band doing right now?
We're about to record
Yeah. Finally, like a real studio situation.
analog.
Analog.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
On tape.
All the tape.
That's in town here, right? What's it called? Big Fish?
Big Fish.
Big Fish.
That's
Yeah.
the same name as Paula's.
Yeah, and it's also the
Tattoo
same
shop.
name as Lucas's audio
Right.
company. Is
Oh, really?
There's a lot of little breadcrumbers along this trail. It's like, yeah, you're going in the right direction. Yeah.
That's crazy.
But yeah, no, we're. I mean, when me and Jake just checked that place out, what was that like?
Just last week.
last week, and the second I walked in there, and I'm sure it was for you.
Yeah.
I was just like, I felt like I got like a fucking like burning in my stomach, and like I was just like, holy shit,
Yeah.
this is so fucking cool.
Yeah.
I talked to you that afternoon.
Yeah.
Your spirits were like really lifted, man. You were stoked.
I
on
was
that.
so happy, and
Yeah.
like it just feels right. And like a lot of big bands have recorded. Blink-182 recorded like
Enema of the
State. Like I think another one too. Hot Snakes. Fucking a lot of good bands, and like even homie or Jordan and Andreen
Aberdeen.
Yeah, he's fucking amazing.
Yeah.
Like I can't wait to go record with him.
Yeah.
Yeah, super cool. And you came out with a single during the pandemic, Calliope Eyes, right? When
Yeah.
did you record that?
We
When was it recorded?
It was recorded probably like a month before the pandemic.
Yeah, it was like right before the pandemic hit.
We recorded that with Brian Prushinsky,
Tape Heads Audio.
Tape Heads Audio.
There you go, buddy.
It's better with the mustache.
We recorded that at Brian's house, and then we sat on it for a really long time. But finally put that out. I don't even know when it all.
I think
together.
I think it was February 1st it came out.
Okay.
Or February 8th or February 10th, something.
Of this year.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So it
just
was like
recently.
almost a year that
We sat on it
you had
forever.
Yeah, we had it for a while.
Yeah.
What about the Casbah show? I have used Twitch once in my lifetime to show my buddies you guys playing at the Casbah.
That was so much fun.
That was a blast.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like a quarantine show, right? There were like 8 people in the room.
Yeah, we were smoking cigars and pouring shots in the Casbah. It was pretty wild. And we had our buddy Nick Roberts. We tried the bass player thing, and we realized that not anything against Nick. It was just like it's the 2 pieces are shit.
You guys sound crazy big, and I feel like I'm not the only person who feels that way. Like the 2 of you guys are like loud and also full. Why does it work?
I think first and foremost it's just the energy we bring to it.
Yeah.
And then also I do kind of attribute it to the open tunings I play in. The way I'm always able to hit the top notes keeps like the sound kind of
makes people think there's a bass player almost.
Right.
When you're not like looking at us, they're like, oh yeah, there's a bass.
Yeah.
There. And I feel like we both fill each other's like the empty times. Like we fill it up. We just fill it out. The first fucking year and a half we were a band, like we never had a band practice.
Right.
We would just play shows and sometimes have a practice like in the park out of Jake's van.
You guys have stupid chemistry. It's kind of ridiculous, right? Like when I saw you play Moon Age a couple weeks ago, I kept looking back and forth between the 2 of you while Bree and I are freaking out in the dirt. And like one of you is super stoked, and then 2 seconds later the other dude is feeling it, right? Can you talk about that a little bit? Why does it work?
Cosmic nods and just like
the fuck does that mean? Exactly. Don't say that to me.
Like just like I don't know, like that, because like when we were first really playing shows and shit, and like we never like we had these songs written, but like subconsciously, like they were there, like we had them written, but like we never really like sat down and we're like, this part goes here, this part goes there.
Yeah.
I mean, he came with all these riffs. When I met Jake, he already had a lot of these songs written. And so I was like, I would need to put drums in these things. And
I had riffs, but like no particular rhythm. And then I just, Cosmic Nod. This almost telepathic feeling. I knew the structure that Nick was about to create as he's playing it, which is just wild. I mean, from the first time we played, it was just like it was really clicked. Yeah.
And it's just one of those things where we both like know when the change should happen, or like And now we're actually like really writing songs.
Yeah.
Like and really like staying like out in the wool. Like we're actually like, let's do that. No, let's do that 2. Let's do that 4 times. No, let's go back to 3 times.
Yeah.
Like just to feel out like what. Should we go longer on that part? Should we not go longer on that part? Should we keep it the same? Like,
So that's a conscious decision. You're trying to be more deliberate about the way that the song sounds?
Yeah, but like still kind of keeping it...
We still have certain songs we like to keep open for just like that experience we were having for the first year and a half or whatever. It was just like there was a lot of improvisation and just feeling each other back and forth. And then like when that's happening in front of a live audience, it's just like this extra layer of
magic.
Because we're looking at each other like, what?
You're like, whoa, you went there? Like, holy shit.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah. So we still want to keep that as an element, which is another reason why the 2-piece feels more natural, because it's easier to do that with just like...
Well, and it's just, I mean, I feel like anyone we would ever try to bring into like the shit that we have is like... They just like it's not even like anyone's fault. They're not locked in like Jake and I are kind of locked in with each other.
Right.
You know?
You guys have a special chemistry, and then it's harder to communicate with 3 people than it is with 2.
Exactly.
That's like a very simple thing.
2 pieces is very easy.
I mean, some people do it. Some bands do it.
Yeah, absolutely.
There's just like 5 or 6 people up there doing the telepathic thing, just like communicating on that level. But it's
cosmic nods.
Cosmic nods.
Dude, I need to eat more mushrooms.
You might.
Get in tune with those cosmic nods. Let's talk about Hamul. Let's talk about living situation and stuff. Like, we covered this before. Nick, you were pretty much not in your van for most of the last
I never
years.
was like full time in the van.
And you've been full time in the van, but now you've got like a spot that you're parked at. Yeah.
Our buddy Lucas's place up in Hamul. Yeah. So half in, half out of the van. I'm getting the best of both worlds now, though. I mean, like, it's nice to have
hardwired shower.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And, you know, bathroom. And the peace of quiet of, you know, being in the hills and the lack of the stress of, you know, bopping around different spots every night.
Right, and you could spill out of the van at any time of day.
Yeah.
That's the most annoying thing about, like, stealth parking for me, is that you can't, like, spill out.
Right. Yeah. And, like, I mean, my turf is just always set up in this spot. I've been building just this, like, roost, you know, where the van parks, and, like, we got a garden bed out there, and just, it feels nice to have, like, the grounded space, and then also be able to take the van on trips. You know, it's great.
Yeah.
It's good.
Are you guys playing a lot? Because you're staying out there now, too.
It's been, I mean, I'm kind of
part-time.
like, it's been kind of a crazy.
Well, just the last couple of weeks. Got really chaotic last couple of
Yeah,
weeks.
I haven't really, like, I've stayed out there probably, like, 3 times, but, like, I am living out there now, but it's, just, there's going to be, probably even the next month, it's probably going to still be kind of like that, but I really want to get back out there and, like, start fucking playing music again.
Yeah.
Because we haven't really, I mean, we've had 2 shows in the last 2 weeks. Wait, Landers was literally 2 weeks ago. 2 weekends ago.
Really? Yeah.
Was it?
It was like the weekend before Moon Age, right? Or maybe it was the weekend
Yeah.
I
before
feel
the
like that
weekend
was
of
a
Moon
month
Age.
ago.
When was that? Fuck.
And we played the Wonderbusts the day before that too. So we've had 3 gigs.
We have 3 gigs, but we haven't had time, and there's, like, the garage is overtaken for certain reasons right now, so, like, you know.
Yeah.
But, like, we just haven't, I just can't wait to be out there and jam.
Start playing
and
some more.
We got some rehearsal to do for the studio.
Yes, for the studio, and then the 2 shows we have coming up.
When is recording happening?
June 9th.
Okay.
2 weeks.
One day right now, I feel like we could go in there and destroy a chunk.
Yeah.
And then I mean, we're going to go, because he's, like, in town and then out of town recording in, like, New York.
Yeah.
And he's, like, records all over the fucking country. So I was like, we're like, let's get in there June 9th, and then we'll kind of go from there.
Yeah.
So there'll be more days.
Yeah, you just sort of schedule them as needed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I just wanted to get in there. Like, the second I was in there, I was like, I need to get in here. Like, we need to get in here.
Is it also called Unicorn Studios?
Really?
Is it?
I don't know.
Well, I was looking at Modern History's post, and it was
is
like,
it?
add Unicorn. Doesn't matter. Yeah. Because they were just there.
Yeah.
Same place,
Yeah, Modern
different
History was just there, too.
Yeah.
It's like the spot. I mean, it's the spot that you want to go to.
Yeah.
Like, it's, you know, people just do it because it is that, like,
Some magical things.
it's a magical studio. And, like, just walking in there is, like, everything's from, like, the 50s and 60s.
Yeah.
The soundboard, the fucking tape machines, like, and everything's pristine. And it's...
Yeah, I don't even know what I'm looking at.
Dude, I was like, what is this thing? And
That
I was
one
like,
thing that
that's-
looks like a refrigerator.
Yeah,
Like-
I look at you're an oven,
Yeah.
but it was the tape machine. And, like, that's where the music goes on. It's fucking rolls of tape. And, like, the thing with recording analog is, like, if you fuck up or something, like, they could go in it and, like, they literally have to, like, cut to the tape and then, like, tape it together, you know, or some shit. Like, it's so cool. It's so just, like, raw. And
I just love the simplicity of the approach with tape. It's just like, okay, just like set up the mics, record it how you want it to sound, and then it'll sound that way, big, warm.
Yeah.
Whereas like recording in like Pro Tools and Logic and stuff in the past, just like the certain tone, the certain tone I love to get out of like my Silvertone guitar, it just gets like crunched and it's like.
Oh, and it's like perfect because the Silvertone's from the 60s. I mean,
Right,
like, it's
right, yeah.
just, it fits well with the shit we're recording on.
And your style of music.
Yeah.
I think. Yeah. I recorded some vocals in this studio in Hollywood, and it was so funny to me because I walked in there, and my buddy Mikey was an engineer there, but like they gave him like open studios on his time off and stuff, and so I went in there to like record some stuff, and it was so funny because there was all these gadgets around and stuff, and then he just pops up in a laptop. You know what I mean? It's like, I have this microphone. I could have done this at the house or whatever. And that's super cool that you guys are doing this like old school thing.
I think Jordan even said to us, he was like, I was like over like the Pro Tools game of like this game. He like said it in a way where I was like, whoa. He's like, I was just kind of done with like this whole game of like digitally recording. He's like, I wanted to go back and just like do it how it sounds the best. Yeah. You know, just like this very raw way of
more
doing
organic.
it. Yeah. And it's gonna sound bigger. It's gonna sound like how we actually sound live. You know.
Yeah. So what about upcoming gigs? You've got a show in Hamul. You told me that you just booked a show up in LA too, right?
Or no, not in Hamul. In Landers.
Landers.
On June 12th with Flames of Durga and Shadenitz from LA.
Okay.
And then June 19th with Jesse, or The Daydreams featuring Jesse Hughes.
Yeah.
Us, and then possibly a third band. I'm still up in the air. And then July 3rd, again in LA at the same spot.
Are you still going to be around to come to that Landers show? No.
I'm going to leave. I think I'm going to hit the road like either later this week or a week from today. I'm trying to miss all that Memorial Day bullshit.
Okay. We're going to miss you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What? I can't wait to hook up with you guys on the road.
Yes.
We'll talk about touring in a minute, but let's talk about Landers Brew for a second.
Yeah.
This place is fucking special.
It's wild.
What is your experience of the spot?
I fucking loved it, man. Like, everything about it. The sound was great. Like, the sound guy, fucking Ray. Mm-hmm. Oh, man. Well, Jason was the sound guy. Ray was his, like, buddy. Fucking coolest guy ever.
Yeah.
Just wild.
Truly in the middle of nowhere.
Yeah.
And just getting there. And then, I mean, my favorite part was just how we had all the vans and the tents just like, you know, there's not really a parking lot. It's just that dirt lot. And then we're all just like posted up. You leave the bar and then you go fucking party in the lot.
Yeah.
It was the best.
Dude, I didn't see this guy for 2 hours. And I walk in the bar. It was like 2 in the morning at this point. And it was definitely still open.
There were no rules.
There's no rules. And I walked in the bar and like him and Bree. Who's Bree sitting over here, guys? She's dope. You guys were just sitting there, and I was like, "Where the fuck have you guys been?" And he was like, "We've been here for the last 2 hours talking to Rich."
Yeah,
the guy
who's Rich.
The guy who's...
I don't know if he's a real person.
He told me a really good joke, and it's the shortest joke that was ever written.
Oh, yeah.
2 Irish guys walk out of a bar.
I know a shorter joke. You're welcome. You're welcome to use that. Yeah, I couldn't believe that. So, just a little bit of exposition for anybody who's listening to our inside jokes right now. You guys played a show at a place called Landers Brew, which is like pretty close to Pioneer Town, Joshua Tree area, and that bar was the most legitimately divey bar I've ever been to in my life. There were dogs behind the bar.
Yeah.
There were dogs just chilling everywhere.
I did not buy a drink at that place because I had beers in the van, and I was just walking into the bar. I had a conversation with Lucas and Dane in the bar with my own beer from the thing, and nobody batted an eye. You know what I mean?
They usually have shows inside the bar, though.
Oh, really?
There's a stage, like, when you walk out the back door to the outside stage, there's a little triangle stage in the corner. That's where they usually used to have shows.
Yeah.
I think they kind of built that back thing, like, during the pandemic. I could be wrong, though.
The notion of COVID compliance at Landers Brew is like a fucking hilarious thought to me.
Yeah,
it's none. Yeah. The bartender was having the roughest time, like, during that.
Oh, yeah.
I think someone came out and she was great. Fucking thought she was awesome. Someone was like, "Oh man, the bartender's taking forever," and I was like, "They probably haven't had this many people in this bar in like fucking ever."
Yeah. And when I showed up, I walked into the bar at first, and I've got my bracelet on, and nobody gives a fuck. And they're like, "You don't need any credentials. Just come on in, right?" And there's definitely dudes who had no idea that there was a show happening. They were just like, "This is what we do in the afternoon. We're here every day."
That dude from Wisconsin, I forget his name. Did I introduce you to that guy?
No.
Oh, he's from like fucking Madison or something. He's older dude, super nice, super weird, and he was like, "Yeah, I just live down the street. I just came here.
Fuck else am I gonna do? I live in the desert."
And that was a theme for most of the people I had met that weekend in Pioneer Town. Super nice, super weird, super nice. Really cool people.
Oh,
Yeah.
boy.
Just those desert dwellers, man.
Yeah.
Mhm. Desert shit, man.
Everyone has 4 acres of land.
Uh-huh. And nothing to do. So what's happening after this LA show? Like what are you guys headed towards? When's the tour?
I mean, whenever we can start booking it.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm just like I'm starting to. It's kind of like an anxiety thing. It's like I'm almost anxious that like the shit's kind of starting to open up, and I'm like, oh shit!
You want to be first?
I
in
gotta
line.
fucking yeah. It's like awesome, but it's like fuck. Like I don't want to be like left in behind,
Right.
Yeah.
which I don't feel like we will, but it's like I want to be, you know.
Yeah.
And a lot of responses I'm getting is just like, or I'll call places like, yeah, we're just like not fully booking yet, so like we don't want to like commit to anything.
Yeah.
But like it's gonna happen soon. And they're like, all right, let's go, and it is happening slowly. Like I heard Belly Up started to book again, and
Okay.
yeah, a bunch of shit.
My sister works in music management, and I feel like you guys kind of have an advantage being a small, unknown 2-person band, because everybody who's breaking the rules or willing to bend the rules or whatever is sort of like open to you guys, but like anybody who's got 200,000 followers on Instagram can't play a show anywhere other than a red state right now, because those are the places that are open. Like there's this rapper I like that put out an awesome record last year, and I wanted to go see him, and I look at his tour dates, and like every one of them is a red state, because those are the places that are
Well,
open.
I mean, I've been trying to get us into Austin, Texas, because we're just doing shit.
Yeah.
Like, I have a buddy that lives there though, and he was like, when they lifted the mask thing, he was like, I saw a show at this one bar, and he was like, it was fucking weird, man. Like, there's some weird restrictions, but that was like right at the beginning. I think they lifted that a couple months ago, like a month or 2 ago. But he was like, it's happening. It really is happening here. I mean, dude, even the Moon Age show was like the one where I was like, holy shit, it's happening.
Yeah.
That place
full,
was
dude.
fucking packed.
There were people standing. I went out to like do something in the middle of the show for 2 seconds, and there were people standing in the parking lot, man. There was not enough space inside of the fence for everybody who was there.
And that was pretty cool.
Yeah. Crazy pants, dude. What about playing like secret shows and in yards and stuff when you guys are out on the road? Like one of my favorite things that you guys can do is back the vans together.
Yeah.
I tried to get you to do it with Happy and Harry.
Yeah.
You were too burnt out from the night before.
Yeah.
Like I want you to do this when you're on the road, right? Is like tell people that at the show, hey, 2 hours down the road, come to this thing we're gonna do in the national park or wherever it is, you know?
The next time we plan a tour, I mean, I definitely want to keep incorporating that.
Yeah.
The tour that got canceled because of COVID, that was written into the schedule. Like we were gonna.
I remember we had this conversation. I was like, we haven't gotten emails yet, man. Like, still on, dude. We had it was like 8 shows. It was like real quick, kind of just like Nevada, California, and then they got canceled. And then we were like, fuck it, let's just go in every fucking city and just fucking set up. And then it got like worse, and then we're like, oh fuck, and then
can't do anything.
Like we'll get tackled by the police,
right?
You know, that's what that was the mindset where it was like, we can't do anything right now.
Yeah.
That was the weirdest shit in the world, man.
It was bizarre. Everybody experienced
like that first 2 weeks. I was like, what the fuck is going on?
Yeah.
I was like, my band member's gone. Like I was like, fucking A, man. I was just like, it was so weird.
Truly.
Let's talk about what you guys did. You went to Illinois. Why?
Yeah. In those early stages in the COVID panic, I was like, well, I got to see my folks before everybody I know is dead.
right. We didn't know how it was going to go, right?
Yeah. It was a really just trigger decision to just like buy the plane ticket and just like, and when I bought the ticket, I was like, okay, I'll just go check in with people because my folks are calling me too. They're like, we want you back. We want you to like they're tweaking out too, and I was just like, okay, I'll just go back for like a second, and then I was there for a second, and I was like, don't get on a plane, don't do that. And then I was like, okay, I'm just gonna sit put here for a second, for a little bit.
Yeah, you're stuck.
Yeah, and then I don't know, time started passing strangely. A month goes by.
I remember talking to you, and I'm like, dude, your van's still here.
Yeah,
like, all your you have none of your instruments out by you, and I'm like, are you gonna come get it? And he was like, yeah. And I was like, dude, I'll just drive it. I'll drive it back.
Yeah.
Which now I want a Promaster. Ever since that fucking time I drove that thing back,
that's like 1,500 miles, huh? Something like that.
Yeah. And Nick drove the Promaster across the country.
It was sick. It was so fucking awesome.
Yeah.
It's an easy to drive van, I find.
Yes.
So then we did a live stream in the middle of the woods in Wisconsin.
Yeah.
There was like this park, and there was like I remember taking him there. He like picked me up because we were gonna go back down to Chicago because he was gonna drop me off at the airport. And we were like, I was like, let's just go to this park, like whatever. And there was like signs in front of it, like, don't enter, COVID. And I was like, fuck this shit, we're going in, dude. And I just moved it, and we just like pulled in and just set up in the woods. Yeah. It was like April 4th, I think it was.
Yeah.
Almost positive.
Yeah.
Yeah. And we played, and then like I remember there was cars like driving by.
April 4th of this year.
Of last year.
Of last year?
Yeah, like the beginning when I drove this van back.
Yeah.
And that was the first like time we played together in like 2 months.
Right.
How'd you get back? You flew?
I just flew back.
Yeah.
With like 4 people on my flight. It was actually really awesome. I was kind of excited about it.
Yeah.
Like, there's gonna be no one on this flight.
Just laid across.
And there was literally 4 people, dude, and we were
that's
like
crazy.
All in different parts of the plane. I didn't even like have to fucking talk to them.
Yeah, that's awesome. So it's weird for me doing this podcast right now because normally I'm asking people questions that I don't know the answers to, but I hang out with you guys so much that I'm just prompting you now. I actually don't know the answer to this question. How did you play a show? Did you take your drum kit?
No,
did you play the electric?
He had a drum kit.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
At his parents' house.
Okay.
Yeah.
You had a full-on like real drum kit
with Bruce Lee. With Bruce Lee on the fucking on the kick drum. Honestly, dude, that kit played so nice.
Yeah, I love that kit.
Dude, it's a very nice kit.
Yeah.
It was fun, man.
Nice.
There's like a video on Instagram or somewhere of us playing there.
Yeah.
There was these cars driving by, and like this one car stopped, and we like were done with the live stream, and they're just like, fuck yeah! And we're just like, wow!
People stop and show,
a couple cars would slow down. Like there's not. I mean, it's like pretty. It's in the
really
country.
in the middle of nowhere.
Yeah.
I mean, it's the safest place we could possibly do it, to be honest, at this point. But like, you just hear like this echo from like wow in the distance through the trees.
Because they could see us. They could see a band playing down like this hill.
Yeah.
They just like stopped in the middle of the road, and just like were watching us. And just wow. It was actually fucking awesome.
That's
I remember
badass.
being so excited about that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Very cool. What else? Have we covered everything? Tell me a story. What haven't we talked about? This is another problem, is that like I hang out with you guys. I don't even know if this shit will be like decipherable to people who are listening to it because we're just like having a conversation, but
I'm gonna miss you, Marty.
Yeah, man.
That's the one thing on my mind.
Oh,
where are you going first? Let me just turn it back around on you. Is that
Los
cool?
Angeles.
Los Angeles?
Yeah.
Okay.
I gotta make some fried chicken for some people up there.
You got a fried chicken too.
It's kind of my thing.
You should sell them out of the truck for $15 a sandwich.
Put a service window. Oh, make this a service window.
Sometimes people come up to the van while I'm cooking. This guy pulled up next to me a couple weeks ago in the spot next to me at Moonlight, and he's like, is it okay if I park here? And I'm like, yeah, dude, I'm just making breakfast. He's like, oh, I thought you were running some business out of here or something. I'm like, no,
dude, you make fantastic breakfast.
I'm just a lot lizard, man.
No. Lot lizard, there's a whole different meaning for lot lizards.
What is it?
You know what the lot lizard is?
No, tell me.
It's like a prostitute at a truck stop.
Oh!
Particularly, it might be a Midwestern
So I am a lot
thing.
lizard.
It might be a Midwestern thing, or like an I-80, like the creepiest truck stop in the world. That's like the biggest sex. I mean,
that's just down the road for me.
Yeah.
You go a little further east on I-80, the pilot parking lot, and you'll find all kinds of fun activities.
That's where you can buy ass, huh?
Yeah.
Nice.
So that is so you're not a lot lizard. Unless you are, I mean, which is totally fine.
I don't think so. I don't make any money. As far as California unemployment knows. Yeah, I think we've reached the end, y'all.
Cool.
Thank you guys for doing this. I feel like there's this thing that this always happens when I end the podcast. 15 minutes later, I have this like.
Well, yeah. Let's think about more.
I find the key. You know what I mean? I know what the embarrassing question to ask was. What I should have said was.
Well, let's think about it. Does it have to be? Well, how long does this podcast have to be?
Dude, this woman just walked by and she was ice grilling me, dude. She was mad. She was like staring me.
Just now?
Down. Yes, dude. I said hi to her and she was like,
is that a podcast in the parking lot?
I see you here all the time.
how dare you take up 2 parking spots in this 90% empty parking lot?
Chick.
Well, I have to pee.
Word.
I have to pee too.
Alright.
Well,
that settles it.
Alright guys, we did it! That was Moxi and Loon, episode 67 of From the Van. I kick it with these guys all the time, and that's why that conversation was like a lot of inside baseball. I don't care. I had a good time. I hope you did too. Thank you so much for listening. If you're still hanging on this long, that's super cool of you. And you know what? There's going to be another episode next week of From the Van. I don't know who it's going to be, but it will probably be me talking to one or more human beings. And I hope that you listen to that.